Let's get started.
Who's this? It's Newsense, bad pins, a dead wish. New kicks, like new Timbs with blood prints. It's God sent, anointed, this Newsense.
Will all who wish to die please raise their hands?
Who's this? It's Newsense, bad pins, a dead wish. New kicks, like new Timbs with blood prints. It's God sent, anointed, this Newsense.
Oh, that's real good.
Mike, I stalked you.
Straight up did, dude.
I stalked you. I was trying to make you
100%.
my boyfriend.
100%. And I was running away like an anxiety-filled introvert.
Yeah. It's a bummer that you were getting married. We could have gotten married.
We could have, dude. We absolutely could have. There's nothing that stops us now from doing that.
That's true. That's true. We're basically married now.
Yeah.
We spend probably as much time with each other as we do with our wives.
Yeah, I think I might talk to you a little bit more than I talk to my wife. Like on a percentage.
You're a sinner, dude.
I'm going like 50.5.
50.5 you talk to me?
Yeah, and then my wife gets 49.5.
That's true. You talk to me while you're at work
True.
when you're not supposed to.
That's very true.
You're stealing time.
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it.
See,
I'm telling. I hope Michelle's listening right now.
that's not what I call it, because on the clock we're allowed to build ourselves, and I call that self-building.
Self-building. Oh my gosh. I'm
Yeah.
basically like the Lego to your life.
100%.
People are going to know.
Dude, if they didn't already, now they do.
Dude, we're going on 7 years, I think,
Yeah.
of Newsense Music. What is this? February? We started working together in what? October? I think we figured out.
I want to say correct. Well, yes, because I went and got married, and then I came back after my honeymoon, and it was still a couple months before
When did you get married? June?
June. Yep. 25th. So I was gone. I don't believe we met in July
I think it was the beginning of October.
or August. August or
Late
October.
August?
One of those, because it wasn't snowing outside yet.
No. But also we had that weird years of no snow until December for like 5 or 6
Fair.
years.
Fair. Very fair.
Those were good years.
Yeah, man. I'll never forget when I got a message from you the first time, and I was just like so like taken back. Nobody had ever reached out to me about hip hop before. I didn't know anybody outside of King's Chapel knew I rapped.
No one did.
Nobody did except for you.
Nobody did.
And our mutual friend who we'll call
Kenny,
because that's his name.
Yep.
If you listen to this later,
You're going to give a fake name. I'm just like, we'll call him Kenny.
We'll call
I just
him
don't want to
Kenny.
lie, you know? We're trying to be godly.
that's 100%.
you know?
If you hear this later, bro, we love
What's
you.
up, dude? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for connecting us.
Yep.
He, at that point in his life, was going through some things like we all do. And I just assumed that because he's who connected the two of us, not realizing
You thought I was a piece of crap.
I
dude.
did.
Just say it.
I thought you were a
Oh
huge
my
pile of
gosh.
crap. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
I can't, there's no way I can meet with this guy if that's who told him about us, which means that before, at that time, I was obviously pretty pretentious.
Yeah. You had a religious spirit. We had to pray it out of you, dude.
Oh, that's truthful. That's 100% truthful.
We treated that spirit like it needed to go, and it went.
We treated that spirit like
We
it
treated
was-
that spirit like we were going on a milk run, and it never came back.
yeah, or like it was last call at a bar and we were the bouncers.
Yep.
We had to clear it out.
It was gone, dude.
Yeah. No,
Man.
I didn't realize how judgmental I was back then until years later.
Yeah, until I corrupted you.
That's what some people think, I believe. You know?
No, they definitely do. People are just like, you started hanging out with that Justin guy, and now you don't go to church with us anymore. You're a
Everything
sinner.
went downhill.
Everything went downhill. You sent text messages and you lied to the internet.
To the internets, and you're on the snappy chats.
Oh my god. No, they're thinking that, dude.
Oh yeah, I could probably name 5 people, but I won't.
Kenny? No.
Kenny definitely. Kenny's
Kenny,
one of them.
I don't even know where he is or what's going on with that guy.
I know. I haven't heard from him
Praying for
probably
you, Kenny.
since then.
We're praying for you, dude. Definitely.
Right now we are, because I haven't prayed for you since probably the last time we hung out. I'm not going to lie.
That's true. I haven't even thought about it.
Or even thought of you. So
We're bad, dude. We're not good people.
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Dear Heavenly Father, please look over our friend Kenny. We don't know where he is or what he's doing, but put your hands on him and bless him. Amen.
Amen. Also, save us. We might need to be saved again. Maybe.
You
might need-
specifically.
We might need salvation again. No, definitely you and maybe me.
Oh, I might need it, but just because you need it, I'll pray with you.
Perfect.
Just to make sure, so you don't feel like you're left out.
And you know,
It's kind of like when there's an altar call, you go up there so everyone else will feel like they can go, but
Yes.
actually you're the one who needed it.
exactly. And you're just playing the part like, I'll go with you, brother.
I'll go with you, brother. Don't worry, man. I got you. I know that you're struggling right now.
You're internally like, God, forgive me, dude.
God,
I
forgive
messed
me.
up
I
so
am
bad.
so bad. I ran that stop sign on the way here. I didn't want to be late because that's when the good communion's going on. It's not the stale stuff at the bottom.
What was your worst communion experience in church?
Oh,
In any church? Doesn't matter what denomination was your
I
worst
don't
communion
know that I've
experience?
ever had a worst one.
I have.
It's all the blood and the body of Christ. It's all good, you know?
That's a lie.
Amen.
That's
Amen, brother.
a lie from the pits of hell.
I don't know. No, seriously, I don't think I've had a bad one.
I have. I've had a really bad communion experience one time.
Tell me about it.
I was at
please.
a church when I was really young.
Yeah, I don't
and
care.
I have the
This is a
memory.
boring story.
This is already boring. Let's move on. Ooh,
cut that one
buzzword.
out.
Cut it out. No, we will never apologize for anything we say, unless we.
I'm
say
gonna cut that
something
one out.
horrible. That's a good idea. No, I was young. It was before I was age 9. I don't remember what age I was. I was at a church in Oregon. It might have been an Assemblies of God church, but I remember I was in the pew and my mom was sitting on my left. I was on her right. And they were passing around communion. And this particular day, they chose loaves of bread, whole loaves of bread. So the lady who is on the other side of me, I remember very vividly.
What was God like? You know, what was it like? Was he just was he just carbo loading or something?
I guess so. He's like,
he's getting some gains. He's a whole loaf of bread now.
and there's no policing on how big of a chunk you take. There's people ripping like sandwich-sized pieces of that bread off.
And you were like, "Dang, that's what's up."
Yeah, I was
You're
like, cool.
I am so hungry, Mom. You've been praying for 2 hours.
We've been in church forever. And I look over at the lady next to me. She grabs that loaf with her catcher's mitt hands and discolored fingernails and ripped off a piece. And I remember being so grossed out, and she handed it to me, and I didn't want to take a piece. And my mom was like, rip a piece off and give it to me. And I was like, Mom, I don't want a piece. She's like, you have to take communion. I was like,
this blood. You eat this bread.
you eat this body right now. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to. It's gross. And so she like made me. And instead of grabbing off of the end, like when she looked up, because like people were waiting on us, and she was like, sorry. Like when she turned to apologize, I ripped off the back end and I passed it to her. But it was terrifying. I'm pretty sure that if I would have ripped off that lady's side, her nails, if there was a photo of her fingernails, it would be in people's nightmares. It looked like she hadn't washed her hands.
It's like the lady from Witch, that one where she turns the kids into mice.
Yes,
Like
dude.
the lady, like
Yes. Dude, it had to be. She was
Oh
so
my
weird.
gosh.
And they weren't.
she needed to be there, dude.
Dude, she did. But she definitely didn't need to not wash her hands for that long. You're supposed to. I mean, she missed
you
the
better pray
part.
for her right now.
She missed the worship song. Give us clean hands. Give us pure hearts.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Well,
You
I
don't
think
get
it
to just
should.
pray for clean hands and then not take care of stuff. That's what drives me nuts sometimes. It's just like, they're like, if you pray for it, God's going to deliver you from it. But sometimes he wants you to get off your butt and go and get it.
Yes.
And this is an extreme situation. She needed to wash her hands.
Really
But
bad.
holy cow, lady. Like,
It looked like she was a smoker and a gardener. If you can picture that, dude.
she just came back from the holy land, the holy garden. How do you know that wasn't holy dirt?
You know
Mike?
what?
You're wrong,
right.
dude.
You're right. It had to be holy dirt, dude. That's the only reason
wrong.
she
You
didn't
could
wash
have
her
had
hands.
double the body that day. Your life would have been so good right now if you would have just taken.
I'll tell you what would have been good. My immune system
Yeah.
would have been good if I would have eaten that bread.
Mike, yes.
Dude, it was... it haunted me for a long time.
I don't know if I have any church horror stories.
I have a couple.
I probably do. I just... Right now, my trauma's in the way.
That's okay.
I got to dig deep for them, you know? There's
Lord.
this, like, weird church stuff felt normal compared to the rest of the stuff in my life.
Lord bless his traumas. Make him move out the way so he can remember all of his different stories.
All of his difficulties.
I wonder if...
I'm sure there's some in there. Oh, my gosh. I wasn't the good kid, though. Like, I did really, oh, my gosh. I would make, like, okay, and here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
I would make like inappropriate jokes at church, but I would do it in a way with like made up words so that nobody would know what I was talking about except for my friends group. So you call like the hang lows for men a Zurg.
Zurg.
And we had these youth leaders, and I hope they hear this because it's going to be absolutely hilarious. And we had these youth leaders who heard us talking about Zurgs. And one of the girls that I was friends with at the church was like, they came up to her and they're like, "What's a Zurg?" And she says, "Oh, it's a type of banana." and they're like, "Oh, I think I'll try Zurg." And I'm like, "Oh no." So that was like my big moment of like, all right, I gotta be better at church. I was wilding back then, man, and that was like so. Church was just like a social activity for me. It wasn't really. I wasn't there to learn or get closer to God. My pastor even wanted to help me get close to God so badly that he bought me a comic book Bible, which is actually super fire.
That is
and I
awesome.
still own it. So almost. I mean, that's like 17 years later. I still have this comic book Bible, and it's
Wow,
been
you're
open.
holier than me.
Yeah, no big deal, dude. It's all right. You'll get there. I'm praying for you. Someday you'll have a 17-year-old comic book Bible.
I had a Crayola Bible once.
My daughter started reading it, which is pretty sick.
That's amazing.
So she's playing and messing with it right now. We're not playing with it, but she's trying to learn to read through it. So there are fun things that happen, but I mean, dude, I was not the good kid in my group. I was the one who was doing all of the bad things, and everyone knew it. But they wanted me in church because they knew it.
You know, the difference between you and the church kids is that everybody just knew you were doing those things.
That's because I wasn't trying to hide it.
And then the church kids were just doing the same thing and hiding it.
Oh
That's my experience.
And then it all comes out when they're pregnant on their wedding day.
Yep.
Oh.
They turn 18 and they tell their mom everything. That's what I did. 18th birthday, I was like, "Mom, I got some things to tell you."
Oh my gosh.
Just
I
told her
still
about
haven't
all
told
the
my
stuff.
mom some things just because it doesn't like, I don't know that it'll faze her. She'd
But-
be like, yeah.
That's how my mom reacted. I was like, so that one night when I went to Kyle's house, she's like, "Yeah, you went to a party. I could tell you were hungover when you came home." And I was like,
You're
"Thanks."
like, yeah, Mom.
Thanks.
I got one over on you.
And then I started thinking about it as I was telling her, and I was like, I started remembering coming home either hungover or high. And I would come inside and she's like, "Huh, what have you been up to?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about,
What are you
Mom?
talking about, bro?
What are you talking about, bro? I'm just trying to get some snacks, Mom." She's like, "Really? You're just trying to get some snacks? Because you look like you're trying to get some munchies. You look really high right now." I was like, Mom, you're crazy."
She was. You
Dude.
were high. You were high in the spirit.
No, I was
No?
on marijuana.
Oh. Is that like a type of spirit?
Could be. Some say it is
Some
so.
say it's spiritual.
No, and yeah, and then
I'm
she
praying
really,
for them.
and then she knew. I knew she knew because I went in the kitchen and I was making like peanut butter Pop-Tart and jelly sandwiches.
Oh my gosh, Mike. Yes. What is the weirdest junk food you have ever have?
Ooh, that had to be with my buddy Abe. When I
No,
worked
like
at
your
Carl's
poor man
Jr.
meal.
Oh, okay.
Mine was
Tell
a bowl of top ramen with 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and an entire pitcher of Lipton tea.
That is called a Happy Meal, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. That's exactly welfare Happy Meal.
That'd be all I eat that day, but
So
it was like kings.
dude, I had a couple. I would do an entire box of mac and cheese with 4 hot dogs cut up in it.
Or just yes, I would do the mac and cheese, but I'd eat it out of the pan with the spoon that I stirred it.
Why
with.
get a bowl if you're gonna eat the whole thing? And if I was feeling
Bro,
like fancy, like
we were poor.
dude, if I was feeling real fancy and we had an onion, I would saute an onion up, throw that bad boy in there with the hot dogs.
macaroni?
Oh yeah,
An onion?
grilled sauteed
sounds
onions. It is fire. And then when I would have that bowl of mac and cheese, I would couple it with a PB&J. I would eat pretty much PB&J all the time.
That's
that was like my
because they're
staple.
legendary.
They are legendary. There's not a better food. Name one.
Name one.
It's more versatile.
Name 5.
Yeah, that's more versatile. Peanut butter jelly for breakfast, great. You can make it breakfast.
Put a banana in there. It's
Bam,
breakfast.
done. Lunch and dinner. You don't have to do anything. It's already lunch and dinner.
Yep.
It's easy.
Bam.
Easy day.
And if you have 4 of them, who cares?
Who cares? And I wouldn't do an entire pitcher of Lipton tea. I would do these massive mason jars that were like probably like 2 quart size of Tang. The pitchers we had were like 4 quarts, but we had these big mason jars that were like 2
Tang.
quarts, and I would do Tang.
Man, we had Tang so much, I got sick of it.
See, and we would go, my mom would she would rotate between the strawberry lemonade, the Tang, and the Lipton tea.
See, I was a Lipton tea fan all the time, always. I could have that forever. But the reason that I didn't like Tang is because when everybody else made it, they always added too much powder. I can't stand it like that.
It's disgusting if you add too much powder.
It needs to have like that perfect balance between a little bit more water than powder.
Yeah. When you drink it, you need to not think, this is watered down. It needs to be the step just before that.
Yep.
Just before watered down. And
See,
even watered down
and that's
isn't
why I didn't
bad.
like Tang, is because most of the time it was made bad.
Stupid.
I blame Erica. Erica, if you're listening, it's your fault.
Way to go, you idiot.
No. Actually, I think that Jason made the but we're not going to say anything.
All right, Jason, you get a pass.
You get a pass. Only because of the other thing.
Sorry, Erica. I don't know you like that. I got hyped up.
We just don't want you making Tang anymore. Okay?
Yeah, just stop it. This is a podcast intervention.
Oh my gosh. Bro, we were poor.
We were,
Look at
dude.
Jesus, dude.
Now we're not. Now we.
Our middle class, which sucks.
Now,
Middle class is worse.
now we're just wealthy enough to not get public assistance and scrape by.
Yeah, it's awful. Can't get medical insurance.
Nope.
We don't even have like that week of feasting like kings.
No, we
It's
don't.
like-
We don't. If we were single, man, we would.
Oh man,
But we have
no, we wouldn't. We'd be
families.
taxed higher.
Oh, you're right. That's fair.
We would be taxed higher.
That's totally fair.
Oh my gosh, I would not have a successful career if I was a single man. I would have thrown my life away.
Dude, straight
My
up.
wife was definitely a big part of me changing my world. As is most men. We grew up a lot
Very much so.
for women.
Yeah.
But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's okay. Be a dude. You're a dude.
You're just trying to change me, make you like your dad. I used to say that all the time. I don't want to be your dad. I'm me. You know, what she wants you to do is just be responsible, period.
Yeah, just grow up a little
But
bit.
yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah,
no. No, I don't want to do
Maybe like 10%.
that. No, man. She stuck by me through some hard stuff.
Yeah, man.
My wife's a gangster.
Same.
She's like the kind of turn your purse sideways before she smacks you with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, she's definitely got that vibe. For sure.
Jesus.
I could see it.
Oh my gosh.
My wife is like the she doesn't really carry a purse a lot. She'll probably just punch you in the face.
Does she just have all of her cards in her phone?
Yeah, well, she carries her wallet in the diaper bag. She's not a purse girl.
Whoa, what's going to happen when she doesn't need that thing anymore?
Well, she hasn't thought that far ahead. I mean, she has a purse. She takes it on trips, and then we bring it in the hotel room, and it never leaves the hotel room. I don't get it.
I'm judging her. You can tell her that.
I will. She'll
That's
listen to
something
this.
that I'm willing to stand in front of God and saying, yeah, I did judge her.
I
for
did
that.
judge.
I'm so sorry. You can judge me at the same extremity.
The same exact level.
Yeah. No, don't do that. That'd be messed up. God's just like, you know how you judged Elizabeth about her purse? Well, guess what? Eternal damnation.
Eternal
oh,
damnation.
no.
I didn't. And now I'm judging you tenfold.
Ah! He's like, you're going to have to carry around a purse in heaven for a month. But God's month.
Whoa, dude. We don't know. Will it end? We don't know. God's month, dude. Jeez.
Oh, my gosh. It's still January for him right now.
Yeah, dude.
But 4 years from now.
Yeah, it's still January 4 years from now, 2027.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the 23rd.
Yeah, 2023. Correct.
Wow.
Man, going back real quick to I didn't really have like a go-to meal as I'm thinking. Like I did a couple of variations, but one thing we would have regularly that my mom would make was pinto beans with either rice or cornbread. But she would make it like, it's not like, I've had pinto beans at other people's house and there's nothing in it. She would put like a ham hock in there from like a ham that we would get. And like ham hocks, like the bone that you can buy at the grocery store, they're like $4 at the time. And she would season it and we would have cornbread. My mom called it Johnny Cake. So we always called it Johnny Cake. From some TV show, they called it that. I think Little House on the Prairie or something like that.
I hated the soup days where my mom was just like, let's throw everything in there
Dude.
that we have left because it's going bad.
It's the worst.
I hated it because it was just like every texture.
Yeah, it was a medley of whatever. My mom used to put like noodles and a bunch of stuff, and she'd be like, it's a goulash. And I'm like, Mom, it's not how it works.
It's not a goulash.
You can't combine noodles and stuff.
It's a goo, but
it's definitely a
there's
goo.
no losh in here.
No losh.
I'm gonna losh.
Gonna losh several times. Several times. No, she always made a way to like spice it up and like make it actually decent. There were some things I hated though. Some of the soups, it didn't matter.
Bro, I got tired of eating like potatoes. We'd have potatoes all the time. And he'd be like, Mom, I do not want another baked potato.
Please, for the love of God, Mom.
Baked potato again? It's like day number 17.
Can you fry it or something this time? Like, make potato cakes or something?
Microwave potato or oven potato, Mom? Which one are we having?
Which one are we having? We're doing microwave where you poke holes with the fork and you rub it with butter. We're doing microwave.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what we did.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
The two variations of potatoes. The poor man's life. Well, we didn't use the oven very often because it was heating up the house.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, we had a wood stove. So
dang.
it was a huge bonus. But what that meant for us is we had to cut firewood all the time.
That's true. It never ends. I didn't have to cut firewood, but I remember my dad cutting firewood just because he had some in the house, in the yard. We didn't have a wood stove. He just cut it up and he'd stack it so it would look nice. And then it would just sit there for years and it would never be used. It's just firewood for no reason.
Not outside.
We didn't have a fire pit. We didn't have nothing. He would cut down a tree that he didn't like in that spot and then he would cut it up into firewood and he would stick it in the side of the house. And I'm sitting here like, Dad, why are we doing this? There's zero reason.
So like, we can sell it someday.
So we might have a wood stove someday. Dad.
It's just for whenever we do have a fire, we'll be ready for it.
What do you mean? Like the house? If the house catches on fire, you're just going to throw the wood in there?
Listen, what we low-key don't realize is your dad's actually a genius, and he was just getting ready for if a fire ever started, he was going to make sure you got that full insurance check. He's making sure the house caught on fire.
100% do not believe we had insurance. I'm pretty sure we brought that privately from someone else.
Fair. That's fair. We were renters. We rented a cabin in Soapstone.
We rented to buy.
That's awesome.
We rented to buy that trailer where all the floorboards would fall through.
Yeah.
And I would run and jump off the roof in the winter when the snow was deep.
Nice.
For fun.
And you were in Palmer, and I was in Palmer. Both of us were in Palmer. I was down Substone.
I was on Fishhook, so we actually weren't too far from each other.
No, not at all. That's crazy to think about. Whenever I do remember that, it just blows my mind.
Right, because the only thing between us and Substone was what, like
some farmland?
Farm loop?
Yeah, that road. And then a bunch of like, there's like a big field between like Substone and Farm Loop, and then some woods. Not very far at all.
I used to walk Farm Loop all the time.
Dude.
Just so I didn't have to be at the house. Walking was like our thing.
Oh, dude. Anything I could do to get out of the house. We didn't have like any, like, it wasn't until I was, I want to say sophomore, maybe freshman, we got our first gaming console. But my mom wouldn't let us play because we'd fight, me and my brother. And my dad slept nights, so she made us get out of the house. So we would try to stay in the house. We couldn't do anything fun while my dad was sleeping. So we were gone all the time. And because if we were at home also, we'd have to clean or listen to like really not good TV shows that my mom would watch. I hate Young and the Restless.
Days of Our Lives?
Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless.
Days of Our Lives was bomb, dude. Stefano?
Dude, I'm not a fan. I couldn't handle it. And Young and the Restless, that was my mom's vibe. Young and the Restless, that was the one she watched without fail. Couldn't handle it.
What about, what's the other one? It was like Salem or something like that.
I don't think my mom watched that one.
There was a midget in it. He was super funny. He was super cute and funny, and I'd watch it with my mom.
That's awesome.
I watched soap operas, dude. They were gangster back in the day.
I watched him.
Stefano, he was a good bad guy.
I bet he was.
He probably just died for the 100th time yesterday.
For the 100th time yesterday.
He's back, actually. His twin brother. He's probably back.
Man.
It's the same actor over and over and over. It's always a twin.
Soap operas. I still remember the weird intro music from Young and the Restless. I can like see it playing in my mind. Or the other thing that would happen too is the late night infomercials for like these hits now, like today's greatest hits, and it was like these old songs that would play, and it was just a repeat over and over again. And I would leave the TV on because we had like our cabin made weird noises, and I didn't like it. Low key, I was
Coward.
Scared.
You were scared, dude.
I was scared, dude.
Yeah, that's all right.
Until my mom started making me get up in the middle of the night when I got old enough, because my dad worked nights. So she would wake up and she'd be like, Michael, wake up. And I'm like, why? She's like, I heard something outside. And I'm like, what are we going to do about it, Mom? I'm 12 and you're a lady. She's like, get a knife from the kitchen. And she'd hand me like the worst kitchen knife we have. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it?
It's like a plastic one.
Yeah. Basically, it might as well have been.
It's a broken plastic knife.
It might as well have been a potato, like a hot dog. A corn dog stick. The guy outside probably had a gun if there was somebody out there. He's not coming to our house with a bat.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think we're going to do? We'd go out and like, there would never be anything there. We'd go outside. She'd make me walk around the house with her. I'm crying because I'm thinking we're going to die.
That was going to happen.
And then nothing ever happened. And so I got over being scared of the dark pretty quick. And if I ever was scared, I would just go look. That like it programmed my brain to be like, I heard something, I have to check it. And I check it and then it's fine.
Yeah. No one would have robbed my house.
Nobody would have robbed ours either. That's why I didn't understand. Like, Mom, you watch too many murder shows.
Oh my God. They're like, out of all the houses around there, they're like, hey, let's go get that little cabin over there.
In the middle of nowhere. And we weren't
see
even
that half tilted to the side trailer over there that looks like it's going to fall down?
Let's get them.
They probably have millions.
They're probably just living there so they don't spend it all.
Oh my gosh, clever. They thought we wouldn't find out.
Dude, in my driveway too, it was super long. It felt like it was like 1/8 of a mile long as a kid. It was forever long. And when you first come into the driveway, you can't even tell there's a cabin back there. The first house is right here to the left, and you just see the driveway kind of keeps going. So if anybody comes into the driveway, they're not going to pass the first house. Nope, not that one. We're going to the back. We're going to the woods back here. And we would have seen them coming. Like we had a giant window that you can see down the entire driveway. I was like, Mom, nobody is out there. But I was also terrified because I was 12 that maybe there was.
You had such a normal childhood, Mike.
Super normal.
Super normal.
Totally.
Bro, I remember stupid hide and seek games that my mom would tell me we were playing. It's because OCS was knocking on the door. She'd be like, hey, turn off all the lights and go hide in the farthest back room of the house. Why? We're playing a game.
Hide and seek. Go ahead.
Mom, there's somebody at the door, though. Go. I told you to go.
Dude.
We just wait till they leave.
She forgets you're back there. You guys pass out.
That's why they were actually there, because she leaves me in the back room all the time. No. Oh, my gosh. Stop laughing about trauma. If you're listening to this and you're laughing, you are sick.
How dare you?
How dare you? This is an 81 Honda.
How dare you? The audacity that you have.
This is an 81 Honda.
How dare you?
Oh,
That's
my
a good
God.
movie.
That is a good movie.
Employee of the Month.
Oh, my gosh.
Are we condoning the entire movie?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
funny.
much. It's a good one.
No. We watch things that, guess what, guys, that are not PG-13.
You do
Sinners.
what, Justin? I'm telling on Jesus. I'm telling Jesus on you.
You're telling on Jesus?
I'm telling on Jesus. Because he knew about it too. I'm going straight to God. I'm going above his head.
Jesus didn't condemn you for watching Employee of the Month?
Yes, he
I was
did.
trying to figure out how to become the Employee of the Month for my job.
I was studying,
It was
dude.
studying.
Don't hold this
Sometimes you
against
have
me.
to watch things that aren't necessarily good so you can learn how to be a better person.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the best employee I could be.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah.
God just told me it's okay.
Did he?
Yeah,
Right now.
right now.
I didn't even see your phone ring.
Well, that's the thing about God speaking to me, Justin. I can basically say whatever I want, and you just have to buy it.
Wow. Is that the evangelical approach?
I-
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, shots fired.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I
I'm probably going to get canceled for that.
probably is, though. the
Church canceled. Does church
evangelical-
cancel people?
Yeah, I think they do. Especially if you don't fall into their specific doctrine.
Pagans, they cancel them.
Correct.
I was asking somebody a question the other day. Do you think that God laughs at like the fake gods? Like he's just like, Zeus, you got that from me.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Way to bite my style, dog.
He's like, way to take me and take me to a different extreme because definitely wouldn't turn into a deer and impregnate my sister. He's just
Way to
my
give
gosh,
way to
he's
give
like-
me one power, lightning. You think
Oh my gosh. Lightning's the least of my abilities. Lightning's is the speaking in tongues of my powers.
that was solid. That was solid.
Oh my gosh. We're getting canceled, dude.
100%.
That was a good joke, though.
It was a solid joke. Very clever.
It does say that in the Bible that speaking in tongues is the least of these. So
Correct.
Just so you know, if you're offended, good.
You can take it
Read
up
the
with
book.
God. Yeah, read the book. Read it.
Lightning is the speaking in tongues of my abilities.
Yes, the speaking. That was pretty.
Oh my gosh. I like to think that God thinks I'm funny.
He does.
Is that a complex?
He told me just now also.
Is that a complex? He made me funny. I'm funny. I make people laugh sometimes.
I was
Not
about
all
to
the
say,
time.
I've seen you make people laugh.
I'm funny
before.
sometimes, so I'm like a 2.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, on a good day. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard that joke? What is it? Zach Galifianakis is like, look, I like to think that I'm a solid 2. And on a good day, I'm a strong 2.
No. Wait, is
Zach
that in a movie?
No, I don't know. It might be in
Or a skit or something?
maybe Between Two Ferns or something.
Best TV show that most people haven't seen.
My favorite one's the Hillary Clinton one. he's like, what does he say?
How should I contact
he says, how should I contact you? Email? You know what? You'll probably lose it.
You'll probably lose it. Dude.
Oh my gosh.
Zach Galifianakis is brilliant.
No one's going to listen to this podcast.
Probably not.
That's okay. I wouldn't listen to it either.
The thing about it, though, is that we're enjoying ourselves. So
That's true. We might actually talk about stuff that are important if you listen to more than one.
Correct.
Maybe next time. Maybe we'll have guests sometimes.
You're just going to have to tune in and find out.
And if you don't tune in, that's all right. Because even one person reached means that we're doing God's work.
Correct.
One person reached through from this podcast.
From just a conversation.
And that's true. We should always end it with an altar call.
You're right. Also, we're going to take 6 offerings through each podcast.
This one is for the upgrade to the bathroom.
Yep.
This one's for our trip to Maui.
Yeah, it's for... No, that's called missions, Justin.
Our missions trip, sorry.
Trip to Maui. Missions, dude. We're doing the Lord's work in Hawaii. All right?
People are going to be super mad. I'm really excited.
So mad, dude.
Look, if you stop listening to our music because of stuff that we say and we joke about, then you have a religious spirit.
Yeah, and you were never supposed to be listening to us in the first place.
We're not talking about you, and if your hurt feelings are there, then we are.
Right. Somebody I respect a lot always used to say, I'm not talking about you unless I am. So.
Unless I am.
Unless we are. We're not. It doesn't apply.
We're allowed to make fun of the extreme stuff in the church.
100%.
Because we are the church.
Yeah.
Technically, we're making fun of ourselves.
Exactly. In your face.
In your faces.
Boom.
I'm actually talking to you, Mike.
Well,
You're offended over there, dude. Your face is beet red.
I'm angry, dude. I'm furious. How dare you? No, there's too much wild stuff that goes on in church, and you know, if we joke about it, maybe it'll stop.
No, it's like passive aggressive. It's like it's like going back to an abusive relationship.
Could be.
Whoa! No.
Could be.
No, there is a lot of stuff that just needs kind of not swept under the rug.
It's true.
And addressed. But that's for a different day. We can't solve all the world's problems. Today, we're solving snacks.
Yep.
Today, we solve snacks. Hot dogs and mac and cheese. Listen, if you think that isn't good, you are going to have to stop listening to this podcast. Because hot dogs and the mac and cheese, Lipton tea for dinner, that's fire.
It is. And the top ramen with the PB&J, if you want to take it up a level, you can do in chicken top ramen, you just put some sweet and sour sauce packets in there.
Do you dip your PB&J in milk sometimes?
Sometimes. Sure do.
Wow, people are judging you.
Sometimes.
I only asked because I don't do that ever because you... Gross, dude. You're gross.
When I say sometimes, I mean probably like twice a year.
Yeah, right.
Normally the way that I...
every day.
No.
I've seen you.
Systematically, this is how I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every time without fail. I get the bread out. I lay it out on the counter. I get the peanut butter out. I take the lid off, set the lid on the counter. I don't know why I do it this way, but I noticed the other day. Then I go to the fridge. Just kidding. I put the peanut butter on the bread first. Lid still off of the peanut butter. Then I go to the fridge. I get the jelly. Take the lid off. Put on the jelly. Leave the lid off of the jelly as well. Get the knife clean on the bread. And I like more peanut butter than jelly every time. It's like a 70-30 ratio. Or 65-25 maybe.
I hope you guys are taking notes. This is the way.
I throw the knife in the sink. I put the sandwich together, and I always take a bite before I put away the peanut butter and jelly every time. I take my first bite, set it on the counter, put the lid on the jelly, put the lid on the peanut butter, put them away.
Just in case you want a second one.
Correct.
Or did you already make 2?
Most of the time, I make 1 because I feel better about myself for coming back for another 1 sandwich than making 2 at the same time. Or
also exercise.
Exercise, correct.
That's true. More exercise.
If you
factor it in.
That's correct. That's correct.
It's a lot of motion.
That's how I make it every time, though. Every single time.
Also exercise.
It's a bonus.
That is a bonus.
You have to get up 2 times instead of 1.
This is going to be fun. We're not talking about anything, and people are going to listen to this and think that we're about to drop knowledge.
100%.
And we are.
Yeah. We've given some great struggle meal ideas.
No. But all of these things that we've talked about today are things that we might adapt on later. Put something in the comments. If you'd like to come on here and argue with us,
we would love that.
We would love for you to want to do that. And then us just talk about it without you here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would love for you to want to do that.
We want you to reach out to us, for us to reach back out and say what a good idea it is, and then never actually do it. Like a friend that you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
We need to hang out sometime. Yeah, we do. And then 6 months goes by.
Thing to say.
Yeah. We still didn't hang out. I know. Soon. I'll call you. You got the same number? Yeah, buddy. I got you on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook.
You say it too, though, don't you?
I 100% do.
Yeah.
I am guilty as charged. 100%. I say it all the time.
We say it with no intention of ever seeing them again.
Nope.
And then when we do, we're like,
Oh, man. I lied to them.
Oh, my gosh. Well, this is how we end it. We're never going to see you guys again.
Never. Don't call. Don't write. Don't text.
All right. I hope that your invitation to this podcast gets lost in the mail.